Hello dear, it's welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefi, and finally NIKKE is addressing a lot of the issues that we've been complaining for a long time. These patch notes or these developer notes for December are super good. I'm super happy. I'm usually a little bit more negative when it comes to these developer notes because a lot of the times they talk about a lot of things they want to change, but they don't really change those things. But finally we're seeing some of those results of their work, which I do appreciate. So before we get started with the developer patch notes and why what they are changing, don't forget to like and subscribe to help me grow the channel, and let's just get started. And now this going to be divided in different sections on what they're doing. I'm going to be showcasing it here. The most important thing is I'm going to be leaving for the next video the next limited units. I want to talk about this separately because some people are complaining that we are getting a 4 limited for Christmas, which is not really the case, but whatever. I'm going to be talking about that tomorrow. I'm going to be focusing on the rest of the patch notes. Starting with what I'm the most excited about, the minigame for Anniversary. MOG, it's actually going to be a permanent thing. They are reworking some stuff to make it like an easier experience and adding even more things to the minigame, but it's going to be permanent. I'm not sure if this minigame is going to be the only one or we're going to be getting multiple of them. No matter what they do, we're going to have a section on the website with specific percentages on how much every drop is possible to get, etc. So you guys can actually have a full guide in there. So that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Then let's talk about the next event. Right now we have Alone Survivor, and after that we're going to be getting Neverland. Neverland is going to be the next Christmas or our second Christmas event. It's going to be including a rerun on previous limited characters and 2 new characters. You can find already online what 2 characters we're getting as new NIKKEs, but they are looking really promising. This is going to be a fully voice event with a mini game similar to the one on Half Anniversary with a Snow White, focused more on a story rather than a mini game you have to play like the one we just got, which is MOG, right? I'm happy with this because I think it's nice to get those 2 sides, right? Not only get always mini games that we can all enjoy like MOG, or people like me who like roguelites can play a lot, but also mini games for the people who really love the lore of the game. Even if it's not my case, I'm happy for them because I know at the end of the day they are the majority of the players. Now they also mentioned on the patch notes something pretty interesting, and it's that the 3D map for this new event, the Neverland, is going to be much bigger than the previous 3D maps we've gotten. This could be that we are going to get a lot more relics for lore, and also that they are trying to make bigger stuff and also capture more what the world of NIKKE looks like, which I do really appreciate because I don't like when we get these events without the 3D map. It's nice because they are short events, so it doesn't really matter for Alone Survivor, but for bigger events I think it's required, or it would be nice if all of them have their own 3D map. So I'm happy with that. Now they talk after that about the rerun characters. Like I was saying at the start of the video, I want to leave this for another video. I want to leave this for tomorrow. My reason for this is I see a lot of people complaining about what's going on with 4 limiteds. I think it's bad for some things. I think it's actually a good system for others. Basically, you will only be able to pull for the 2 new limited characters, and you might be able to get also the previous limiteds with a 1% chance. There's nothing else changing. The pilgrims are still a 0.5, new characters are a 2%, old characters are a 1%, and the rest is the other SSR. Again, this is a double-edged sword, and we'll talk more about in depth about this tomorrow, and maybe we'll talk about this also on our podcast Gacha Council this weekend. So just come to Twitch, say hello on Sundays. I do this with Jay. Now that said about what's gonna be for the next event and the characters, let's talk about optimizations and what are the good news. Starting with improvement to items. We have 2 new things when it comes to items in here. The first one is these boxes, right? Every time you want to open any type of item in this game, let's say you have, like me, 5.4k boxes of battle dataset case, and you want to open specifically 1500. What is your option? You either click max, you click min, or you just go one by one and maintain your clicking here until you reach 1500. This is a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass because when the game started, resources had really a lot of lower numbers, but we are reaching the point on NIKKE where we are getting to those power spikes, and everyone is starting to get thousands of different items on their inventories of resources because we need to be saving. So they are adding, actually you will be able to write the amount that you need to open and open it directly instead of having to click manually, which is really appreciated. The second thing for items is going to be on the NIKKE's page, and it's going to be the harmony cubes, because right now for a lot of people, myself included, I am a culprit of this, or a victim if you will. And when we are doing solo raid or any type of game mode and you change your main team, what you see is the equipment. You make sure that they have proper gear if they are not fully overloaded, but what you don't see at the first glance is the harmony cube. So the thing is, a lot of times for solo raid, for example, with 5 teams, you might forget to swap them around. So they are changing the way you can equip harmony cubes, and it's gonna be on, I think from what I understood on the patch notes, is that it's gonna be at the first glance here on this page, right? When you open the details of a NIKKE, you'll be able to see their harmony cubes, which I do really appreciate. I would love if they also included that here. So when you are in your squad, having a smaller rectangle with what cube do they have. I think that could be amazing addition, something super simple as well in terms of quality of life, but that can really help differentiate from, okay, these units have a cube, these ones do not have them, right? That could be really nice. We'll see what they do, hopefully something like that. Now, also on the characters page, there are 2 more new things. First of all, is a search bar. So a search bar is going to be just a really simple search bar. I don't know why this took so long, but I'm glad they're finally adding it. We're getting to a point where we have more than 100 characters. Again, this is a pain in the ass when you need to be finding a specific ones. Yes, you can go and be like, okay, it's a B1 and it's a shotgun, so I can just filter by that. But as if you know the characters. The reality is most casuals know the names, but they don't know the class, they don't know the element, they don't know the burst type. So this is good. And the second thing is you will be able to filter by new notifications. So let's say you have a dupe for Rey or for Exia, you will be able to filter only by notifications on who has dupes, new gear, or possible upgrades to those characters. That's pretty cool. For us, most day 1 players, it's not a big change because most of the time we don't have notifications unless you get a new piece of gear. But for newer players, this is amazing because a lot of times you don't know who you have to upgrade, who you could be getting extra dupes, etc. So this is a nice addition to that. Now, to the juiciest part of this video, the simulation room. It's finally getting a change. Oh, I'm on 1. Okay. The simulation room is finally getting a change, and we are getting a new extra stage, let's say. It's gonna be a seasonal thing every 2 weeks, and it's gonna be after the level 5 difficulty. So basically, it's gonna be called Overcloak, and you can go to Overcloak level 5, and you will be able to challenge yourself for extra materials, extra skill books every 2 weeks. I'm not sure how the rewards are going to be, but this is amazing because leveling up units in NIKKE, it's really, really expensive. As you all know, getting a unit from 1 to 7, it's fairly simple, and you can get units from 1 to 7, but getting a unit from 7 to 10, the amount of resources you need is just way too much compared to the amount we get and the amount of units that get released on a monthly basis, 1 to 3 depending on the month. So we're getting an overclock functionality on Simulation Room with extra rewards, extra challenges. We'll see how this works. And they also say, which is pretty interesting, this will be the starting point of them changing and adding more functionalities to other game modes as well. So we might get more things for PvP, we might get more things for the Tribe Tower, they might improve everything else, including interception. Hopefully, please, NIKKE. The interception is so bad right now. We get no gear that we can use 99% of the time. We can talk about that another day. But the overclock functionality, it's coming, and that's nice. But in terms of the patch notes, that's gonna be it. Not counting or not talking in depth about the new banners. We'll talk about that tomorrow, or we can talk about it on stream if you want. We're gonna be live later today. Come and say hello. We're gonna be playing NIKKE, doing a lolly tier list. Yes, a lolly tier list. This was one of the rewards on donations on the anniversary stream. So yes, we're gonna be doing that shortly. We don't get into any trouble whatsoever. So that's it, boys. Thank you for watching the video. Hope it was useful. Thank you to my patrons for making all this content possible. You can join them with the links in the description down below. Good luck with your pudding generates. I'll see you in the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。